Hello, welcome to A Visit with Nana and Papa. I'm Nana.
Papa.
And today is, what is today? It is June 24th, 23rd?
23rd, I believe.
One of those days.
Let's see.
It's a weekend, it's Sunday, whatever day it is. It's
June 25th.
Oh, we're both wrong. So 25th. I do know that this coming weekend is July 1st. So 1st of July is this weekend.
So since your new job is a company out of Canada, do you get the 4th of July off since Canadians
Yes.
don't give a hoot?
No, I have the 4th of July off.
Okay. It's just wondering.
But my coworkers that work in Canada do not. So it's very weird.
So when they close for Canadian holidays, are you still going to get the holiday
No,
off because there
I
won't
do
be
not get
anybody
the-
to work with?
I won't have it. I will be working. They won't.
See, that's kind of weird because
There's
you're
two-
the only person in the
no,
company all
half-
working by yourself.
Half of the team is in the U.S. and half the team is in Canada. And
Ah.
so on the holidays in the U.S., now if the holidays on both, then everybody's off. But there are a lot of holidays that are just one side. and
Yeah,
not the other.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, Enid. Hi, Enid. We have a lady that has become a good friend and a super fan. Her name's Enid. And Enid is so kind, and she's been very concerned about my health. And my health. It's still shit, but it is so very kind of you to be concerned. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you to all the other people who have been worrying about me. Don't worry. It does not do you any good to worry because it does not change life's situation. Be happy. Come visit us. Leave comments. I heard a lot of comments about I need to do more singing and more guitar playing. And I mentioned to some of those people making those comments I need to do more breathing in order to do more singing. So
Yeah, there's that.
we've been having really high heat here, and sometimes that high heat also has high humidity. And with my emphysema, if I can see the air, I can't breathe the air. It's very difficult for me to breathe when the air is very humid.
Oh, but we came up with an idea for you, or I came up with
You
an
came
idea
up
for
with an idea for me.
So we're
yes.
gonna see how it goes.
Uh-huh.
And since it's how you were doing the other ones, when we were going places, why don't we just start with that?
Oh, okay. What
Knock
she's
it
talking about is there are a lot of ladies that liked it when I would do the yarn store tour while my beautiful was out shopping. So we haven't been gone anywhere because it's just
100
hot.
degrees out.
I don't even like going shopping when it's this hot. But $98 a year Walmart delivers. Hey. Plus you get free Paramount Plus and you get free delivery on groceries over $35. Free delivery on anything you order. So if you don't want to pay the $35 for the grocery delivery, tell them you want them to ship it. And they'll have somebody bring it to your house rather than pay shipping. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. Just a thought. Anyway, okay, what are we doing here?
So I have pulled up the hot right now patterns for knitting, and what I thought I would do is I'm gonna show you, or we're gonna bring it up, and you're gonna look at the pattern, and you can either comment on it or not. If you comment on it, I will put on the screen the pattern that you comment on. If you comment on all of them, which would be easier for me, but it's up to you. They're in order of highest to lowest. So the first one is the number one pattern for at the moment that I captured it this morning. It may have changed since then, but hot right now are the most downloaded patterns. So,
well, I can see why that's hot right now because it's a hat and it's 100 freaking degrees out. No wonder it's hot right now. It's hot all the damn time. It looks like a thick hat. What's it made out of?
It is worsted wool.
Yeah. That is suicide hat in Austin, Texas.
But you can make it in the summer for wearing in the winter because it's not this big bulky thing in your lap.
Or you can just make it for someone you hate and tell them wear it now. They'll pass out and get run over by a car and you won't have to hate them anymore. Anyway, what we got?
It's a t-shirt.
It still looks heavy. It's a light gray color, but it still looks like it's pretty thick.
It's fingering weight yarn at a very loose gauge.
Huh. Doesn't look like it.
It's lighter than this.
Doesn't look like it.
I know, but feel it.
I feel that all the time.
See, it's lighter. I think I want to make it.
You think you want to make that? Do you already own that?
No.
Then you don't want to make it.
I'm not saying that I have to.
You got a library of freaking patterns that.
I'm not saying I need to buy the pattern to make it. I'm saying I would like to make it.
It looks like a lot of other cute you already have. So yeah, whatever. Okay, number 3.
Oh, here. Is that better?
Mm-hmm. That kind of funky. Is it supposed to have that high in the front, low in the back?
It's an option. So you can knit it without the high-low or you can knit it with the high-low.
Well, what the hell is the purpose of the high-low? So you can sit on your shirt and pull it up?
No, but there are folks like me who kind of want a little more coverage of their backside because the backside a little bigger than the front side. So some folks like having a back of the sweater a little lower than the front. I personally don't because I want to cover both the front and the back.
Since you don't tuck a sweater in your pants, that looks freaking ridiculous to have a tail hanging down here. So when you sit down, your shirt goes, oh, well, yeah. No. Who came up with that concept? Anyway. Okay. That looked like a whole bunch of clothes.
I know, but it's really just the top.
Well, I got some cool work on the top. Is it getting bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some good work. I know, you up to the good work?
Yes, that's lace. I like lace.
You feel like do all that? That's not mindless.
No, it's not mindless.
That's paid a hell of attention. Are you going to pay attention?
I don't know if I'm going to make it. It doesn't appeal to me.
Huh?
This isn't about my opinions.
Okay, fine.
It's your opinions.
Yes, dear. That look like what you already have. Is it butterflies? Kind of look like a butterfly. Is it butterflies?
It's flowers.
Flowers?
Alpine bloom.
Alpine bloom. They look like they bloom in flowers. They're, okay, I see it, yeah. I just looking at this part. That looks like a butterfly right there. That looks like a butterfly.
Yeah, it does.
And it looks like it's a mirrored bloom or some kind of shit because it looks like this is the opposite of this is the opposite of that. Kind of different. I don't know. I care.
I don't know which one to open up here. There's that one.
That's funny. Whoever is the model is a ham. They're having way too much fun modeling a shawl. Yeah. It looks lacy, so it wouldn't be that hot, but I mean, I don't understand that because why do you need a shawl in the summertime and why would you like a not warm shawl in the wintertime? So, well, is that supposed to be a go over your swimsuit thing?
It's a shawl.
It's a shawl? It doesn't look like a shawl.
It's just being worn sideways.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. Not my jam. too damn hot for it right now, but that's nice. I like that one.
That was designed by a man. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's pretty cool. Your color work. They give you some color work to play with because you like color work.
This is true. Oh, there we go.
I don't know. If that's not all bunched up, then it's not all bunched up. It's just made to look like it's bunched up. Not my jam.
I think that was it. Yeah. That's it.
Mm.
So was there any one of them that you liked the most?
No.
Was there anything of mine that I've been working on you liked the most? Anything you liked the least?
Nope.
Okay. I guess that's it. We move on to, what am I wearing? I probably should say that. It's just, I think I started with a pattern. I'll put the link to it, to my Ravelry project. But I can tell you that I didn't, right here, I stopped using the pattern and I kind of went rogue, and I went rogue for the rest of the way.
My baby went rogue on a pattern?
I don't wear this in public for several reasons. One, I don't like the neckline. It's too wide for me. It falls off. I don't like showing my bra strap. Nobody wants to see that, especially me. Also...
Then why were you looking at a tank top in those patterns?
Because a tank top, you can wear it where it goes over your bra strap and you don't see your bra strap.
It's not going to stay.
Yes, it is. If you make it right, it will stay. You make it with negative ease, which you're going to love. You like. This is negative ease, James.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be complaining that I'm wearing something with negative ease?
No.
See? And a tank top would be nice and lightweight and cool for the heat of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I'm thinking I might make a tank top. And I already know that you would not be upset if I wore a tank top. No?
No.
Okay. So...
Hey, check out her hair. We got haircuts. I went to Sports Clips and got a haircut, which is like $30. That's a lot of money for a haircut. But I found on a little bit of research, I had my wife measure my hair, and this is 2 inches. I can get a 2-inch comb for my wall clippers and just, and I can do my own 2-inch clip. She said, I'm not paying somebody to just cut my hair. So she cut her hair.
What I want and what we agree on is 2 different things. I want to go back to super short. But we decided that's not it. Somebody would be happier if I kept some length to it.
I think that's plenty short enough. Y'all, I think she's beautiful. What do you think?
When I first cut it, I didn't like it because it was all one length and it all came, and it literally was sticking to my head and then came out like this, and then it was this wide in the front. It was just...
And...
not my favorite.
The clincher was when she kisses me, her hair falls down and gets in our faces. And so she went in and she did some more trimming so that when she kissed me, and that falls down and get in their faces.
So now my hair stays out of my eyeballs and out of my mouth, and I like not having hair in my mouth. It makes me happy.
That's the closest she's come to saying she likes that haircut since she did it. So we're making progress, folks.
I don't hate it. Where's an improvement? I hated it last night. I did. But it's all good.
Now, my sister pointed out, y'all keep looking over to the left. What's going on to the left? Well, that's where the window is that lets the natural light in, because my baby does not believe that we look good without natural light. I got news for you, loving my life. Natural light's not helping me at all.
That is not what it is. Not about how we look.
It isn't. What is it?
the color of the yarns. It's going to be totally wrong.
Of course it's yarn. Of course it's about the yarn. What am I thinking?
You can't.
Anyway.
You can't
so,
show
if
the
we look
accurate
outside,
yarn with
well, that's because somebody is probably walking their dog or letting their kids play.
Or a bird flew by or something out of the corner of my eye caught my eye.
If you hear a boom and we look over, that's because a bird flew into the window.
Yeah, you might hear that too. But
as dirty as our windows are, it would take a powerfully stupid bird to go, oh, check that out, and fly into it. Because, if it's so clean that the birds see sky, Windex commercials, that ain't happening here. We live on the second floor, and ain't nobody going out there and washing those windows. Ain't happening.
Yeah,
so they're not clean. If a bird flies into that, it's their own dumb asphalt. Yep. Now, if we happen to be looking over this way, there's a reason for that too.
Okay, well, you can show me in a minute. Can I finish the yarn?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What you wearing, babies?
So this is made with, the top color is Hedgehog Fibers, and the bottom gray is Hill Country Weavers Naturally in their yak silk. That's all I wanted to say. That you interrupted before I finished.
Sorry, baby.
Now, all good.
That is what is on our TV. My computer monitor is a 43-inch TV, and TCL has basically a screensaver. If you aren't paying attention to whatever's on your TV for like whatever time you set it up for, it'll switch over to a screensaver. Doesn't need to, I don't know why it does, but you can set it up. Or you can just pick this as a 4K aquarium channel. It's not real fish.
But it's the best way, because then you don't have to buy the fish food, you don't have to clean the tank, but you could still have fish.
Yes, but what is impressive is those fish aren't real fish.
I know.
They are 4K computer-generated fish.
It's really cool, though.
They're even better because all you got to feed them is electrons.
Fish's Wikipedia page. Fish, as vertebrate, developed as sister of
Computer,
the
be quiet.
Anyhow.
The problem when you name your Alexa device after PC is it thinks you're talking to it and you are talking about it.
Okay, so I guess we can get into what I'm working on. I don't have any finished objects. Because I've been busy casting on.
She's been doing more casting than a fly fisherman.
Yeah. So this is an existing whip, and it doesn't look like I did anything, but I'm telling you, I put a lot of work into this because it takes a long time to get all the way around there. But I probably won't show this again until it's done, because there's just no point. It's just going to look exactly the same but have another ½ inch or inch, and so that's boring to you and to me. So when I actually either have it done or have it mostly done, I might show it again, but until then it's there. I don't want to put it away because it's what I need to work on, because it's only mindless I have. Okay. So, do you want to talk about something else in between, and we'll just do...
Lidocaine. Baby doll hurt her knee a few years ago, and then she really hurt her knee a few months ago at a retreat when she fell down and smashed the crap out of it. Now, it pains her and it hurts her, and she cries in the night because her knee hurts. I tried a lidocaine roll-on. The problem with the lidocaine roll-on is you got to roll it on. And how it works is when the ball dries out, then it will roll and get a new batch of lidocaine. But you got to push down. Now, that doesn't sound like that big of a deal unless you happen to be the person that is in pain. And you are pushing down so you can get the ball to roll. And you're like, damn, that lidocaine's not helping. Well, of course it's not. You've been rolling on it. So I went and got some... just regular lidocaine cream, because we also have lidocaine patches. They don't work as good when they're on your knee and you're moving. They're meant for places on your body that sit still. So, I got her some lidocaine lotion, and that seems to be helping out more. She sleeps longer stretches than she did before. So, if you have issues, check it out. And I have arthritis issues with my hands, and the process of rubbing it on her legs has helped the arthritis issues in my hands. So, if you suffer from arthritis, possibly look into some lidocaine lotion and might help.
And while you're talking about that, I started following someone on Facebook who does, I think it's Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, yeah. I follow him too.
And I have started in the mornings doing some of his exercises for people over 50.
Actually, I think I followed him before you did.
Maybe. But I'm really enjoying, not the pain of doing them, but it's making me feel good to move in a way that doesn't, like, I love to dance, and if I could dance in my living room to exercise, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I'm thinking that the people downstairs would kind of like to keep their ceiling stuff on the ceiling. They would kind of like to not think that the floor is going to cave in on the mess. So, as a kindness to my neighbors, I don't dance in my living room.
We don't do jumping jacks either.
I don't do that either.
Don't jump rope.
But the movements in the Tai Chi really, I can feel it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I'm hoping that it starts doing, like, helping my knee and helping me feel better.
Right.
So anyway, I will try and put the link for the channel in Facebook below.
I think he also has a YouTube channel.
I'll check it out. I'll try and see. I'll put whatever information I can find in the notes.
Books. Not much going on. I've read quite a bit, but as far as recommendations, no. Buddy of mine, Jacob Peppers, great author, writes a lot of good stories, is book 4 of his Antiheroes. It's called A Cult Classic, book 4 of the Antiheroes. And the whole concept is all of the good heroes of Earth have been killed. And they need heroes to stop some bad stuff from happening. So the gods aren't allowed to personally get involved because the father of all the gods said, no, you keep your hands off the earth. You're not allowed to mess with this. And well, with all the other good heroes dead, they had to pick these 4. They are the anti-heroes, and they all have issues. Which is one of the reasons why I'm not wholeheartedly endorsing reading this book. Is there's a good bit of violence in it, so if you don't like violence, you won't like the books. There's no sex. There is talking about sex, but there is no sex. There's casual banter about sex, but there is no sex. But I don't think that it's for everybody. I would say if you like tongue-in-cheek humor, possibly British humor, Monty Python-esque humor, you might find this an enjoyable read. Pretty much if you have any religious inclinations, you probably will not. So I'm not going to say, yeah, check this out, but if you think that you have a open enough adventurous spirit, you can check out book 1 of The Antiheroes by Jacob Peppers. And I believe Amazon will let you read a sample of that. So just read a sample for free on Amazon and then decide whether or not you would like to dive into that pool or if your feet got wet enough and you're ready to go dry off. Back to you.
Okay, so my next whip I started for, and I think I had it on the last podcast.
I think so.
But
you had it posted on Facebook.
That too. I started this because of the make along with the black knitter Liz, who I think is a credible human, and I just showed you the back. Not that it's hugely different. Here's the front. It is the Woods Haven shawl by Tamy Gore, and I just think it's beautiful. Is it a perfect rendition of the pattern? No. I have modified it, but not modified it to be a different shawl, just modified it to make up for my inability to keep track of where the heck you are in the pattern. To make it easier for me to knit, and I love it. And I'm probably not going to follow the size. I'm going to keep knitting until I run out of yarn. If it's a super wide, wrap me around 3 times, I'm okay with that. The only reason I would wear a shawl is if I'm cold anyway. So, but I do think it's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the colors?
I do. I think they're nice bubbies.
Anyway, the yarn is Allure by LolaBean, and the Allure is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, and I think it's blue, but it's like a silvery tealy blue. I don't know how to. I don't know. It's not regular. It's not this blue, but it is a blue. And then its color is called Sanho, and then this color is called Rust. I kind of want a whole sweater's quantity of that Rust, but in a different yarn, because that color is just gorgeous. Who knew I liked orange? I mean, and technically it's not orange, but it is very orange heavy. But it's not straight up orange. But I'm here for it. I don't know that I will have this finished the next time you see me, because something else has entered my life in my knitting, and so this is probably not going to get a whole lot of love this next week, because the other project is way more interesting. Well, another project is way more interesting. Next book, or do you have
you can
just
put your thing back before you lose it?
Just movies?
No, there's another book, another DK Holmberg book. Once again, it's DK Holmberg, so same issues. Decent story, hideous editing, but that is the essence of DK Holmberg. Why waste money on an editor? Anyway, it's The Red Wrath. It's book 3 of the Storyweaver saga, and it's taking you in a new, different direction. It's an interesting premise on magic, and sounds like one of the characters may actually be. We don't know who their parents were, the boy and the girl, the brother and sister, but they were raised by their grandparents. But I'm beginning to believe that their grandparents weren't really their grandparents. Their grandparents were old people assigned to protect them. And as far as these children knew, when their parents died, their grandparents took care of them. But things are starting to shape up to the point where it's not looking like they're actually related to anybody, because they may actually be the children of gods. So, interesting. But The Red Wrath, I have absolutely no idea how he came up with the title for this particular book, because there is nothing in this book about being red or wrathful. There's no person called the Red Wrath. I just Apparently, it sounded like something. Red Wrath. That's got a good feel to it. It rolls off the tongue. Let's call our next book The Red Wrath. What's it about? Oh, nothing red. I just like the title. Anyway, Red Wrath, Book 3, Storyweaver Saga. Once again, start off with Book 1. Give it a free listen on Amazon. See if it's your cup of tea. If it is, buy a class. If it's not, dump it out. I love you. More yarn.
Yep. So, as I was knitting this sweater and working on this shawl, I just keep thinking about how fast September is coming. It's really not that far away.
Almost 4th of July.
And I really want to have at least one, if not two sweaters to wear at Rhinebeck if it's cold. I have plenty of sweaters to wear if it's not cold. But I would like to make something to wear. Something new and different. So
that's what she wants to do. She wants to make something new and different. She has warm sweaters.
I have 2.
It's exactly the number that you wanted to take with you.
I know, but 2. I don't want to take those 2.
I know, because you want to make 2 more that are new and different.
Oh, the lighting's good. I can see it. So this is going to be a Lento. At least that's my plan. We shall see how it goes. It is Knit Picks, Chroma, and Leadingman Fiber Arts. They're merino silk in the colorway Jupiter Recognize. And I just think that's a good combination. And I'm very happy because it's not this overwhelming.
I wonder how they came up with
color.
That name for the yarn, Jupiter Recognized. Because I would not recognize that as Jupiter, because Jupiter is an orange planet.
I don't.
And there's nothing orange in that.
I do not know. But I do like it, and I like how it looks on here because it's not overwhelming the yarn, but you can still see the original yarn, but it has this pops of color. And so it lets me be rainbow without being loud. And I love loud colors. I just don't necessarily love to wear loud colors all the time or any other time. Anyway, so this one, I cast this on yesterday, I think. Yes, I cast this one on yesterday. And I think it's going to go pretty fast because I already have quite a bit knit on it. And I just barely got started. So, I'm hopeful. We shall see. And next book or movie or something?
Next book, we'll do a quick brush over this one. The series by the co-authors, Brenda Trim and Chris Kane, that I said was just too much graphic sex. At least you could fast forward through it. In the reading book, you couldn't do that if it was an audio book. I finished what they had written. I won't bother reading anymore because they started committing some of the most kiss of death for me author. If you have signature characteristics of a character, especially this witch's magical flames that she pops out of her hands and throws at people, for 7 books have been purple because that's her signature color, and for the 8th book it's teal. But when you get back to the 9th book, it's back to purple. I'm done with you. You don't even know your own characters. And, I understand that we are trying to get people to be more accepting of transgender. If you did not mean for your character to be transgender, giving them a editorial sex change between paragraphs, And my wife, oh, they're just transgender. No, they're not. The author's just an idiot and forgot that for the last 8 books, last 8 books and 10 chapters, this character has been a man. For this next paragraph, this character will be a woman. And then we will go back to being a man.
Yeah, that's just bad editing.
That's just bad editing. If you can't pay attention to your story enough to keep their sex right.
I don't hold that on the author to a degree. I hold it on the author for not getting an editor, but I don't hold it on an author because no author will ever see that.
Probably. But that's what you get for using...
They're going to see their own what they intended, not what they actually wrote. So that's the importance of having a professional editor who typically, now I know nowadays finding books actually printed by a publishing company is rare, but that was the benefit of a publishing company, because a publishing company, anything that went through that company went to a copy editor,
yep.
And then it went to a second editor, and then it went to the final editor. And so it went through multiple editing processes.
The author always came across looking literate.
No, it doesn't mean that they're not literate. So, the job of an author, which I cannot do. The number of ideas in my brain for books is astronomical. The ability to get it out of my head and into logical thought is just not there. Because you have to come up with coherent ideas, not abstract ideas, coherent ideas and storylines, and you have to write out that storyline. The fact that your authors have written something that's engaging to you, and that the storyline follows and you're following it and you're enjoying it, that's the work of the author. Keeping track of gender in paragraphs is not, because it's literally from she to he is a typo. It's not an intentional, I didn't hit the S or I accidentally hit.
When she to he is, but when you have taken a him to a her, that's not a typo. They aren't anywhere near each other.
But it still is. When you're typing, I can tell you the number of times, because I have to type my notes for work. I have to type as customers are talking. I have to type out the notes. The number of times that I've gotten back and I read it, and it's like, that's not the word I was supposed to type. And I have to delete it out and go and put a different word in there. And I'm just saying that until you're an author, you cannot be like, what the hell? No. What the hell is, why aren't you paying for an editor? But it's the same with a pattern. I should not, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I should not pay for a pattern that has not been tech edited.
But speaking of tech editing, Leslie was so nice.
We're not going to, because that was no. But she is very nice.
She is.
She is very, very, very nice.
While I'm thinking about it, I don't know if you get to watch this or not, Hayes, but we hope you're feeling better, Miss Hazel. Our sweet little friend Hazel has been sick, and we hope that she is doing so much better. She's a wonderful little girl.
I hope the medicine helps real fast. Like, she just back to herself in no time. Speaking of, John found a drink, a lemonade something drink.
John also found poison ivy, so I'm not sure if I'm going to trust John's finds. What did John find for a drink?
It's on social media. It was something, it was a craze, but it was some kind of lemonade. But it had how to make it, and so then he tried it, and he posted his own video of making it. And now, I don't know, it looks really good, except for the last part. I can't do the last part.
What's the last part?
It looks like he's adding sweetened condensed milk, which you would be completely content of adding that to something you need to drink. I would not be content with that. That would be overload.
You don't know.
Well, probably. But it's still...
If you drank it and you did not know it had sweetened condensed milk in it, you would probably go, oh, that's yummy because there's lemon.
Not if it's super sweet.
You don't know if it's super sweet or not. You know, it depends on how much lemon is it. I guarantee you, that lemon stuff I got in the refrigerator I made for you, you could put some sweetened condensed milk in there and you'd still be ass.
It would. I needed to put out. I tried to have some of it yesterday.
She got some limes and she got some lemons and she'd read about making
Yeah, but I didn't mean for you to cook the lemons and the limes.
You gave me the look at this. I looked at this. I followed their damn instructions, and that's what you got.
I had lemon and lime in it. I thought it was straight lemon. But
nope, it's lemon and lime with the skins on, and you cook it. And I will tell you right now, don't do this because when you cook lemon, orange, grapefruit, whatever, any citrus peel that you cook.
No, you could take the outside of the peel and cook it. It's good as long as you scrape it off. But if you put the whole thing in there, that's gross.
Interrupt me. There you go. Anyway, as I was saying, if you cook the peel, not the zest, if you cook the peel, that's going to make whatever you made go from being delicious to being bitter. Bitter, like X's heart. Bitter.
Oh, your song that you wrote.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sitting in front of Baker Hughes.
You gotta sing it. You couldn't just sing it a little bit. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be sitting here waiting. Wait, no.
I'm sitting here shivering. My teeth are chattering. Freezing cold in the dark. The thermometer says that the temperature is colder than my ex-wife's heart, and it's so cold. It's so cold. I'm sitting here. Can't remember. I have to look it up. Yeah, I was waiting for. We worked like half a mile away from each other, so why waste the gas of driving to both places? We would go to work together. Now I had to be to work before my beautiful, so I would let my wife drop me off, and then she would take the truck and go to work, and then she would come and pick me up after work, because she's supposed to get off the same time. And I would call her up and say, "Baby, where you at?" "I'm on my way." "Baby, where you at?" "I'm on my way." I sat underneath the street light, locked out of the building that I worked in, because everybody else has gone home. And it is cold. It is winter in Wyoming. That means it's cold.
Yeah.
And I'm freezing my hoo-hoo off. And I went, well, there's only one thing to do in a situation like this. I whipped out a pen and some paper, because I always had paper, because you never knew when I was going to write a song. And I wrote Colder Than My Ex-Wife's Heart while I was sitting waiting for my wife, not my ex-wife, my wife, to come and get me after being called numerous times.
I was not being a jackass. I turned into a jackass, but I was not meaning to be a jackass. Anyway.
Anyway.
Good memory. I mean, not a good memory, but...
Colder Than My Ex-Wife's Heart. It's a good song. It was quite popular at a time for a while.
No. Okay, so the next... Because a Lento is not enough to cast on in one weekend.
No. Like I said, she was a fly fisherman this week. Cast on, take it off. Cast it on, take it off. And she's only telling you about the stuff that stayed.
Yeah,
She's not telling you about all the noodles she threw at the wall that didn't stick.
No, because there were a lot.
In case you're wondering, that's an old wives' tale about how you can tell whether or not your pasta is done. Is you take a noodle, you slap it on the wall. If it sticks, the noodle's ready. Not so much.
I don't know how accurate that is, but there's lots of people that do that.
You gotta wonder what's on their walls.
That too. So, I don't have a lot of DK or heavier yarn, but I do have some. And I also have some Holst Supersoft, and I have some Woolyknit. And so what I thought was I could hold the Woolyknit double, and then I could use some of the other colors and do a colorwork sweater. And so at first I was trying to use, because I do have one skein of Spin Cycle. It was gifted to me. I've had it for a long time. I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to make a Spin Cycle. And so I was going to hold this single with the Spin Cycle, and it just doesn't work. I could not get a fabric that I like. Gauge swatch after gauge swatch after gauge swatch. I could not find a combination where this looked good with the Spin Cycle. And it wasn't colors, because it's literally the Spin Cycle is very close to this color, and this color, like, it fades from one to the other. Maybe with a little of this thrown in that Spin Cycle. So it wasn't the colors, it just was the yarn did not match. So I found, instead of finding a pattern and doing a gauge swatch and then knitting that up, you know what I mean? Find a pattern, do the gauge swatch, knit it up, see if I like it, hate it, find a different pattern, knit that gauge swatch, hate it, try again with a different pattern. I decided to gauge swatch with the yarn to find what I liked and what needle it took, and then go into my Ravelry library and find a pattern that matches. Now, I ended up picking Geometer Sweater by Lotta H Löthgren because it's beautiful. And I found it through Farmer's Daughter's Fibres, who I also love very much. So my main color is going to be this brown. And then the next color in line is this color, and then more brown, obviously. And then this color. And then instead of doing brown after this, I'm doing orange for the next section. And then inside the orange, I'm doing yellow, and then more orange, and then more of this, and then the brown, and then this again. So it's hard to describe unless you can see it, but that's my plan. And I've started just barely. The short rows are all done, and the color work has started. This has you do your ribbing after you knit the garment. So that's all I have so far, but I really like it. I like the colors. I think they're gonna look really nice, and I don't have any out here, but I didn't fully count, and I think I might need one more color. And so what I'm probably going to do is use a green, because I have a light green, and I think the light green will go well with the colors I've already picked. So, and they are, this project, I always forget to show you my project bags, but this project is living in my Fiber Hustle chip basket. I love this basket. I
think we're going to wind up having to do some serious editing. We're already at 49 minutes, and you got a long way to go.
It's okay. That's it for my knitting. I have some, for what I've cast on and my knitting. I do have some Happy Mail to talk about. And then I would like to talk about one more cast on I want to do.
Okay, movies that I went to this week. I actually canceled 2 of them yesterday because just didn't have it in me. I wound up going to bed and sleeping because it was one of those days. I have a lot of those days lately. But movies that I did see this week, The Flash, and I will tell you right now, if you are a fan of the TV series The Flash, you won't like this movie. Not even kind of the same creatures, completely different Flashes. The TV series Flash created their own backstory for Barry. The movie actually uses the comic book origin of the Flash. Lightning comes through, hits a rack full of chemicals, splashes him with the chemicals and electrocutes him at the same time. And when he wakes up, he's got the Flash powers. Completely different from what they made the TV series. In the TV series, he lives with the West when his parents are dead and in prison. In the movie, he went to college with his future wife, but that's the first time he met her. So completely different stories. If you liked one, you won't like the other. Pretty much guaranteed. It's not doing real well in the theaters because it's got a lot of baggage carried with it from people that are in it, and it's an okay movie. I mean, if you're flexible and you like the comic book origin of the Flash, then you won't be all upset about what happened to all of this stuff from 7 years of watching it on TV. Go watch it. You'll have a good time. Maybe. A lot of people don't. It's a very long movie. Probably could be about a half hour shorter, and it wouldn't break anybody's heart. I know I had to take a bathroom break in it, and I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to go back and see it again because I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything so important in the time I was gone that I need to sit through another 2.5 hours of the movie to see those few minutes. Probably not. But Transformers, on the other hand,
don't tell the story because I might want to see it. Just
Transformers is being hailed as the second best Transformers movie since the original Transformers movie. And technically it is a prequel to the original Transformers movie. So, Citabland, 3D or not 3D, gave it a 35 out of 35 score, which is very rare for them for the 3D. And I went and saw it in 3D, and it is a very good 3D movie. It is a excellent 3D rendition of a movie, good 3D. Wholeheartedly recommend go see it. I haven't seen it in IMAX, but I believe that it was filmed in IMAX. So seeing it in IMAX 3D would probably be pretty fantastic, but I have to drive for about an hour in crappy ass traffic to get to an IMAX theater. I don't know that I'm really all that interested in seeing it in IMAX 3D to deal with an hour of traffic without air conditioning.
Yeah, especially in this heat.
But I did buy some stop leak for my air conditioning, and I will be putting that in one of these days when I get around to it. The other movie that I went to see was Elemental, and also not doing as well in the theaters as Disney would like, and I'm not quite sure why. I went and saw it, and I liked it. I saw it in 3D. I thought the animators did a good job of doing the 3D. That is the beauty of animation and 3D is you can do a much better job of making a 3D movie if you're just drawing it or computer generating it. You don't have to get all that technical on the filming. But it's not doing as well as Disney would have hoped. Basically, it's Disney's take on race relations. And the different elementals saying, no, you can't go out with this. We don't mix. And water elemental and a fire elemental fall in love. Well, fire and water don't mix, but they do. And the end of the story, you find out how you can make fire and water mix. So I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Maybe not for everybody. I think everybody ought to at least give it a shot. Because bottom line is there's actually only one race on the planet. It's called the human race. There's different flavors, but it's all the same race. It's not like ice cream. Oh, maybe it is. Ice cream is still ice cream. There's just lots of different flavors. And everybody still keeps going back to vanilla. Plain vanilla. People who like vanilla, it is not plain. Well,
okay, for them, happy for them.
Compared to Rocky Road, vanilla is plain. Compared to black licorice, which I don't even know if they still make. I remember we had an ice cream place in Casper, Wyoming that we didn't get to go to very often. But if we were extremely good, which in my case meant there was very rarely that I ever got ice cream, but if we were really good, my mom would take us down to this ice cream store. And we could have one scoop of ice cream. And my favorite was black licorice. And you would know that I got my favorite black licorice because I was black, kind of like my beard now, you know. I was black all here and down on my hands. And even after my mother scrubbed on me to get me clean, whatever the hell they used to make that black licorice black, worked really good on making my skin that color for a little while too. But it was my favorite ice cream. I don't even think they make it anymore. You were playing with something. Is that your Happy Mail?
Yep.
Is that your Happy Mail from Jude?
It is.
Thank you, Jude.
Feel that.
Okay.
That is 50%, I think 50%. It's merino and cotton.
Yeah.
It's actually really soft.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Well,
Anyway.
Now I understand because you said the cotton part of it, so it's not as soft as I was expecting it to be, but it's...
You could feel that one.
Mm-hmm.
So well, first of all, Jude put these up as one of a kind and did it as a set. And this speaks my language.
Green.
Well, no, but even this, if it was by itself, this blue is my favorite blue. This blue right here is my favorite blue. And this is technically my favorite green on the planet, but look how this is just a lighter shade of the same. This is happiness and joy.
Which one's happiness? Which one's joy?
They both bring happiness and joy.
Oh, I thought you were saying this is happiness, this is joy.
No.
And this is just blue and green.
They all make me very happy. So, that said, I don't know what I'm going to make with them, but
something green.
But I'm very, very happy that they came in the mail. And
something green.
I have decided...
Temporarily. Nothing until it has actually had the ends woven in is decided with this woman.
This is true. But at this moment, I want these to be either a sleeveless top or a short sleeve top. Mm-hmm. And I think I'll look good in this. Mm-hmm. And this will make me happy. And I don't want lace here because I have found I don't like lace here.
Yeah, I've heard.
Not make me happy.
I hear how much she does not like lace here every time she wears something that has lace here.
Note. I have a love note with lace here, and the lace I thought would be up here is actually like here. I don't want lace there. So what I'm thinking is a complete just stockinette yoke all the way to here, and then like a on a peplum, I think that is called. Do you know what a peplum is?
Oh.
It's like a ruffled section coming off of that in lace. But I don't know that I would have enough to do that with this. So if that's the case, I'll just have it be maybe A-line. But definitely a top. But I'm thinking like it might be cool to do just a tank. What do you think? I realize that nobody want to see my wings, but it's cooler and lighter and airier.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, so does overeating.
So does old age. It's called, you have less meat underneath your skin and it goes waggle, waggle, waggle. I know, I got wings too. So that's something Arnold needs to think about.
That reminds me, I need to say this. Yesterday was International Stranded Elf Day. First annual. Jude's mother was called the Stranded Elf. And the Stranded Elf would package all of the Stranded Dye Works yarn. So Jude, even though he lives in Scotland, would do all the dyeing and then box it in big boxes and ship it to his mother in South England, and then she would take all the orders and package them and mail them out. And she would come on the podcast and she called herself the Stranded Elf. And she passed away last year. And I think yesterday was her birthday, but I'm not certain. All I know is it was the first annual International Stranded Elf Day. And Jude released a new yarn that's called Stranded Elf. And it sold out in like 2.5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. It was sold out. Just, it went for sale and then boom, gone. So, to Jude, thinking of you, to the Stranded Elf, we miss you. That's all.
Now, I should have done this at the beginning, but see this, and see this. That's my Father's Day present from my new granddaughters. Last Sunday was Father's Day, and Josh invited Valerie and I to go to ice cream with the girls. And we went and we had ice cream, and we played, and we did all kinds of fun stuff and some stupid stuff that Papa knows better than to do. And their mama was like, "No, you're going to hurt your back." And Valerie's like, "Let him be. He knows what he's doing, and he's going to pay for it, and he don't care." And then later on this week, when my back was hurting and I was unhappy about my back, my wife's like, "I don't want to hear it. There's 3 adults that told you giving a piggyback ride to 2 girls was not going to be good for your back, and you did it anyway, because that's what grandpas do." Well, it is. And guess what? I'm still alive, so just because my back hurt, it didn't kill me.
No. But you can still do other things with them without doing things that make you hurt.
I could.
There's lots of playing that you can do with them that does not require putting you under.
Yes, there is. But
saying.
You heard how much fun they were having with
They can still have lots of fun without it hurting you.
Yes, dear.
Anyway.
But thank you very much for my Father's Day gift. I love it and I appreciate it greatly.
Quick admin. We still have our make-along. And I'm actually going to choose the winner this time. Because I only have one new entry.
That makes it easy to choose.
Well, I mean, because everybody else should still be eligible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send, if you want to look at all the entries in both Instagram and Facebook and pick one too, you can do that. But Najiri, great job. I'm going to post her project here, so good. And I will message you on Instagram.
I think that is all, folks.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, if you want to participate, just make any top. You have until September 1st.
And since my mom and my sister watch these all the time, bye, Mama. I love you.
Bye, Peg. Bye, Mom.